All right, I'm going to go ahead and call to order this special meeting for the Board of Education. There is a waiver of notice that we have to sign for this evening. So the three of us, board members that are in the room, will sign this. Jamie and Kelsey, we will need to get your signature on this document at some point, and we can even have that sent out electronically, just so you're both aware. That's out there. So waiver of notice, first and foremost for the board members. The next thing that we have is approval of our agenda. And our agenda includes the business items and reports regarding the bus purchase, the oven bids, and the National School Lunch Program Equipment Assistance Grants, both items that we placed on this evening's agenda from Monday. And then an update on the characteristics meeting regarding our superintendent search and KESB. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Madam President, I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
Second. It's been moved by Mary Kay, seconded by Marie to approve the agenda as presented. Since it is a special meeting, we cannot add any other items to the agenda this evening or have any further discussion. So our motion would be to approve the agenda as presented. Those of you online, if you can't turn your camera on, a verbal confirmation, please. All in favor, please raise your right hand or say aye.
Aye from Kelsey. My camera is not working.
That's okay. All right, thank you. Motion carries. So the first item that we have this evening is the update on the bus purchase.
Okay, the state's reimbursement of 25% reimbursement to go all clean all our buses is confirmed. We have to salvage a bus of 2009 and earlier. We only have one 2009 bus that we can salvage. So when we discuss buying a new bus, the first bus would qualify for the 25% reimbursement from the state, but if we bought another new bus, it would be full price. I talked with Matt about the used bus that was presented for the $84,000, and I'll just tell you what he told me. He feels that if there were less miles than 56,000 miles on that bus, it might be a better option. But it does seem like used buses are now only becoming available with more miles than we usually get. The first couple that we got when he started were in the mid 30,000s. The last ones are closer to 50 and now even higher. It may not be a bad idea to jump on the opportunity to get some new ones specified to our liking if the budget permits. That would also push out the replacement for them either further down, not only due to mileage, but for the 25-year rule, since we already have 8 buses in the 2017 to 2018 year range. And he doesn't think the modern buses will really last 25 years. They're not as solid. So I think his recommendation for a used bus is no. If we wanted to purchase one bus with the 25% reimbursement for clean diesel from the state of Kansas would be good. If we wanted to purchase a second bus, it would be for the full $145,000.
Are we needing 2 buses? Is that where we're at?
Not particularly needing 2 buses, but we do have several buses that are aging, over 100,000 miles on them. We are kind of down a bus because we got rid of the one last year that the engine blew up on, and we didn't ever replace it. So we do need at least one, and then as far as having something for updating our fleet with the air conditioning and stuff like that, yeah.
And as far as budget goes, this would be the year we might want to buy 2 because we're still using ESSER money for salaries. And so that money drops off next year. We probably wouldn't want to buy 2 buses next year on a budget because we're going to have to go back and cover those ESSER expenses with our regular budget.
And so if we replace, if we take the grant, then we have to get rid of one of our fleets. So that doesn't get us the one more that he's recommending we would need, right?
Right, we have one 2009 and we have to destroy
Mhm.
the engine, put a hole in the side of
Yeah,
it
there has to be
and
a hole at
cut
least
the
this
frame in
big.
half.
Yeah,
Cut the
yeah.
frame,
Yeah.
at least.
Mhm.
So, okay, so if we were to buy one utilizing the grant, then Matt, the bid for the 145,000, would that stand for a second bus?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to confirm that, but that is a stock bus and it's actually not physically on the lot right now. They are currently producing those for this coming model year. And so the ones that, when we first started this process, we were looking at on the lot buses, but those have all sold in the time that it's taken to approve this. So it would be probably summer when those would actually show up. But yeah, it's all stock buses that they theoretically have on the lot, but it's,
Get us on the list to be able to
Yeah.
have two coming.
yeah, they have to be put in on the list by January.
Do we need, just thinking through the lens of the used bus, do we need a bus right now? That's the other question, I guess. Or can we wait till summer?
I think we can wait till summer. It's just as long as we don't have anything
But
else to go
if you
down.
wait till summer, now you're looking at another at least probably 12 months again
Yeah.
before you would
And I
receive.
mean, for receiving
For
it,
receiving
but not ordering it.
Yeah,
Mhm, mhm.
Because then, if we order a spec'd out brand new bus, and we list every option we want and don't buy one that's stock, it's 400 days out.
wow,
The stock buses, they're building them in groups and saying, okay, most districts want this. And there's a few things that we spec'd in, like the air conditioning, they'll add aftermarket air conditioning. So that's part of the timeline too, is putting that on. But that's only the 6-month time instead of being 400 days.
But that
And
would still take care of not having to buy two next year.
Right.
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 Jamie, Kelsey, either one of you have any questions for Matt or Mrs. Meyer about the buses or thoughts that you want to share?
I'm thinking we probably need to go ahead with the one that's gonna be reimbursed and then another new one based on the information Matt just told us. And with
I
the
would
ESSER
agree
funds
with
that
that.
Mrs. Meyer mentioned.
I
Jamie?
think, one, it sounds like our budget is in a decent place right now based on Monday night's meeting, but also we still have those ESSER funds. I feel like if we're gonna do it, this is probably a good time to do it.
Okay. All right, so what we would need then this evening would be a motion to purchase one bus under the grant and a separate motion to purchase the second bus, new bus, under the bid price of the
147.
or sorry,
No, 145, 147.
yeah, 145, 147, which is on page 15 of the current packet, if you can,
I don't have the packet with me.
that's okay. It's the one that has the gray box down at the bottom, Marie, with the signature. That's the page we're looking at, so it's page 15 of today's packet.
Well, I would just be glad to have the motions, and then I would be glad to make them.
And there's the dollar amount.
Okay. Let me get back here a minute. I need to scroll up, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we need two separate motions, right?
Correct.
Are they in here? Or can I just,
Yeah,
they are in here?
should be at the beginning of that proposal.
Here, I have this, if this helps.
Well, I'm looking here, but
Yeah, so the grant one would be just regarding the grant, would be the
Okay.
first one, and then the second one would be that amount.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to put this together, and then if we need to reword it, we can. Madam President, I move that we purchase one bus, utilizing the grant information as presented. Can I say it in that way?
Second.
Aye.
Okay,
Whoops, sorry.
that's okay. It's been moved by Mary Kay, seconded by Marie, that we approve the first bus with the grant information, including the state's reimbursement of the 25%, with the information presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your hand or say aye.
Aye from Kelsey.
Aye from Jamie.
Thank you. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So there's your first bus, Matt, with the grant. Okay.
All right. So then, Madam President, I move that we purchase a new bus in the amount of the presented bid of $145,147.
I'll second, Jamie.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to purchase a second bus. This would be a new bus utilizing the Thomas bus bid for $145,147. Is there any further discussion? The thing that I just want everybody to be mindful for is we do not have a second bus that qualifies for the grant, so this would be for the full purchase price. So just so everyone's aware of that. And after visiting with Matt, I think that's where our recommendation lands instead of the used bus with the mileage, without the warranty, all those things, so. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand or say aye.
Aye from Kelsey.
Thank you. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right,
Would you like
thank
to
you,
check
Matt.
that?
We appreciate you being here and your information, so, thank you. You're okay. All right, and Becky is here to cover, if we have any further questions or information regarding the oven bids, the National School Lunch Equipment Assistance Grant. Mrs. Meyer, I think you were able to find some additional information on how we need to word.
So, Becky contacted a couple of people at the state, so the grant still will not be finalized until after January 1st. However, we can make a motion to purchase the equipment at the current price with the wording pending the awarded equipment grant from KSDE. So whatever monies we would get from the grant on January 1st would be applied to the purchase. If we find out that we don't receive any money, Becky will come back on January 8th meeting and resubmit the bid that we have to replace our ovens to see if that's what we want to do at this time. But I think we're in good shape. We're gonna get some money. It might be $1,000, it might be 10, it might be 20, we don't know. But I do think when we look at the longevity and the age of our ovens, it is highly needed.
And I just wanted to pose a question, for my understanding. So the grant, so we have a bid. And tonight, we could go ahead and propose to fund the amount of that bid,
Right.
and that knowing that that grant will likely pay back something.
Yes.
At that point, I was unclear the other night, are there additional ovens that we'll need to purchase in the future? Or this
No,
will cover
the
what you're asking for?
The 79,000 covers all
All the
5
things.
pieces of equipment. There's just a little bit of installing of the combi oven that has plumbing and things that
That
But
might be an
Yeah,
additional
but we-
cost at some point, yeah,
we don't know like if Tom can do it and
Mhm.
things like that.
okay. I was just unclear the other night if there would be other pieces we needed to purchase later.
Right. And just a reminder, the reason that we brought this forward again this evening was because we didn't want to make a motion on Monday night that would have negated us receiving any funding from the grant moving forward, or that would have then committed us to paying for items and taken us out of the running for that grant. So I would actually make a motion that we purchase the equipment at the current price, which was 79,000. Let me get to that page. I'm getting there.
There it is.
431.27.
$79,000 or $79,431.27 pending the awarded equipment grant from KSDE.
Oh, I second. I didn't know if you were still.
No, that's okay. It's been moved and seconded that we purchase the oven equipment, which would be all the pieces necessary to replace all 5 ovens for $79,431.27 pending the awarded equipment grant from KSDE. Is there further discussion?
You guys are aware that I'm replacing 4 ovens, but I'm buying new
Correct,
one.
the 5th
Okay.
piece, yeah.
All right, just
Replacing
making
the
sure
4
that
plus the
I am
combi.
buying a new
Yes.
piece.
Yeah, the 4 plus the combi.
Yeah.
Okay. Any further discussion? All right. Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand or say aye.
Aye from Kelsey.
Aye from Jamie.
All right, opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, so Becky, if we don't get grant money, we'll see you
Yes, I
again on the
will.
agenda.
I'm sure I'll be back in January either way.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
We should say when we get grant.
Yes, yes.
When we
yes,
get them.
Yes, that would be great.
Thanks, Becky.
Thank you. Okay, so the new piece that is on this evening's agenda that was not on Monday's agenda, it's a discussion regarding the upcoming characteristics meeting with Dr. Britton Hart from KSB, just reviewing the meeting day schedule in the invitation letter so that everyone is aware. Amber and I knew this was coming, it just didn't make it for Monday night's meeting. So included in the packet are the sample information, the sample letter, and then clear back on the second page from the back is the characteristics meeting day schedule, which is slated for the same day as our Board of Education meeting. So Amber, you want to talk a little bit about where you are in the process, kind of what we've done and what we're looking at?
You want me to read?
No, you're fine, you're fine. It's just a meeting day with staff, you're fine.
So I did send out a survey multiple ways, and that survey is open from December 8th through the 20th, and that's getting our patrons, community, parents, their thoughts on characteristics that we want in our new superintendent. So that's open. I'll send out a reminder for that Friday as well to everyone. And then I did receive last week a resource guide, kind of giving me some sample information, sample letters and things to help with the superintendent search. And then I spoke with Britton from KSB yesterday a little bit about January 8th. And I'm coming up with a meeting day that is basically the whole day where Britton will meet with groups of either staff, community members, businesses, students. So I'm reaching out to our admin to see maybe what's the best time or best location in their building for him to meet. So if you want to kind of look at the schedule that I have put together and see if you have any thoughts. At Prairie Heights, I was gonna maybe include the community there as well as the staff. Also with the junior, senior high, want to know if you have thoughts on if it should be junior high and the high school students, if you think that's a good idea. And then Britton, he kind of compiled everything right before our board meeting on January 8th, and then he'll present that during an open meeting session, that meeting, so. I don't know if you have any thoughts on who I have on here, or times or anything, just let me know. And then there is a letter that I will send out with it as well, and that's on that last page of the packet. And just let me know if you want me to add anything on that too.
Again, we're just making sure that we have staff involved, the community's involved, opportunities for those conversations to happen. And then Dr. Hart will be in the building here from 5 to 6 in the back, compiling all of the results and all of the information. And then we'll actually come into our board meeting later. He said it may take him at least an hour, if not 2. So it'd probably be after, 7 o'clock or so with our meeting that day, just later in our board meeting, for him then to come in and talk about not only the information that they got from the survey, but the information that he was able to compile from those conversations during the day. So we just want to make everyone aware that what that day looks like. That day is going to be a full day with people being engaged and involved. And that, again, if people want to participate in those meetings, it's business leaders, community, parents, staff, to reach out, especially if you're staff, let your administrator know. If you're community members, business leaders, to reach out here at the district office and let Amber know. So just keeping everybody aware of where we are in the process and what that looks like. So.
And then I'm planning on sending out that letter Monday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Amber, can you remind us who received the email around the characteristics that go to students or students and families?
So the email went to the students' parents, and then one email went out to all staff, and then also we put it on Facebook on our district website.
Have you seen that?
I have, and I've taken it, so if there's results for one person, now you're gonna know who they were. But I just wanted to, our patrons watch these meetings, and this is their way to include their voice, one of the ways they can include their voice in the process. So it's important for them to access that if they wish to have some input and advocate for what it is they wish to see. So I'm just reminding us that we need their voices.
Absolutely, because KSB is hoping that we get 250 results minimally off of that survey. So, and those go directly back to KSB. The district doesn't see those,
So they can access it via Facebook okay.
So there's a QR code
Uh-huh.
and Facebook, they can just scan, and it'll take them right to the survey.
And there's a link as well.
Yeah.
And a link, yeah.
All right.
Okay. Jamie, Kelsey, anything on the characteristics meeting day schedule or the letter?
Not for me.
Neither for me.
Okay. Well, with no further items to discuss this evening, we'll adjourn this meeting with our next regular meeting being on Monday, January the 8th at 6 p.m. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.